guys, today we're going to be looking at the Triple Trouble event, and this is the Crimson Worm right here that you see. And the main premise of this fight is to carry those toxins along the line to required cytotoxin extractors, and there are actually three located on the map. So the way I remember them is one's behind the worm, the yellow colored one, and one's right beside the worm, the red colored one, and the blue one is where the worm is facing, so in front of him. And try and keep these eggs clear as much as possible. Every time you go by, just give it a couple of hits while you're walking through them. So at least they'll come down and help, and someone else will go ahead with you. So I'll always keep that in mind because that will keep the mobs a little bit in control, a little bit more, So always try and revive your teammates as much as possible. I cannot stress this enough. Now comes the burn phase. Once all three extractors are full, you just have to go down to the worm and find a cleave spot that gives you 2 hit points. Basically, you can hit the worm twice in that spot. So you just walk around and find that spot and stand there and just basically hit the worm down as fast as you can and as much as you can. I would recommend using ice bows as much as possible during the start of the fight. So, and try to dodge away from the worm's attack itself, the big eerie circle that you see on the ground. And that's one. So next up is the amber worm, and basically I would suggest always stick to your commander and try to be in as much contact as possible because there are going to be a lot of mobs during this fight, and you'll see further into this video what I mean. So the basic mechanic here is you see those abomination giants? You have to take those down as fast as you can, and it drops a kind of a gooey liquid which you actually get a dog bone sign on your head, which lets you in turn go down the rabbit hole, let's call it that. And down there, you're gonna be able to hit the worm, and it causes the worm to go into its vulnerability stage. So this is the mechanic for this boss fight, as you can see. And now we're hopefully gonna drop down. There we go. Boom. Here you go near the wall and pick up the gun, and you just hit the worm in the... I have no idea, is that the jugular? You hit him there, and it is freaking cool. It seriously is. The way that I think out of all of the three, this is the coolest fight of them all. But it has a really cool mechanic, to be honest. Alright, so once you come back, the worm will definitely go vulnerable, and you guys can find the cleave spot and hit the worm as fast as you can. Now here, I was trying to pick up the bow as much as I can, but I wasn't able to because every time someone dropped it, I could press F and someone else picked it up. But yeah, I would really suggest pick up a ice bow or a fiery greatsword or something and try to mow down the worm as fast as you can, because the burn phases don't last long and you have only so much time to do damage. Now good thing is teammates are always helpful. I do go down here unfortunately, but you will if you're full Zerker. There's no way in hell you're gonna live through the fight standing up the whole time. Now we come to the second part of the fight, which is mob control. Well, actually third part. So the first is actually the requirements of the fight. You have to do that. Then it goes into vulnerability. Then you come down to mob control. Always follow your commander. See what kind of mobs he's taking down. Most probably he'll be taking down champion worms or champions or veterans. And there are 2 different kinds of available mobs here. One is your husk, the big guys that you see running about there. And one is the worm itself. Now the worm is okay. If you're a warrior, I would suggest go for the worm. And if you're a necromancer or some kind of a condition build on your warrior or any other class that you're playing, I would say go for the husk, because condition does a lot more damage to the husk than a normal Zerker warrior does. And one more thing, if you do go down in a fight, always waypoint back and run back into the fight. Don't wait for someone to revive you. Alright, moving on to the next part. So guys, the last fight that we're looking at is the Cobalt Firm fight. And the basic premise of this fight is to get those barrels down to those arrow marks. And once you place them right, it will actually it actually counts towards your achievement. So keep doing that. And the barrels are located on 3 different sides of the map. And make sure you actually have a good eye on the map because it keeps on changing the positions. So that being said, it is a little bit of a jumping puzzle, but once you get through it, it's fairly easy. You just have to learn it once or twice. And then we move on to the burn phase and the basic premise of the overall fight. The main objective is to keep the health down as much as possible. Like once you bring all the worms down to a quarter of an inch from their death, like really close, like 1/6 maybe. So close to that, you actually take down the worm together, and this requires a sublime amount of coordination. And to be honest, it does get a little messy sometimes, and you do end up losing. But you know, at the end of the day, ArenaNet did make this to be a challenge. So for us, yeah, it was seriously a fun challenge to do. And even though Blackgate, you know, finished the Worm event, in conclusion, I would like to say, you know, there are so many bugs and glitches still in this fight. Like the scaling of the worm's health keeps on going up and down, and it's insane. I think it's because of the global scaling it does. It's a little iffy at this point around. So the last fight that we are seeing here is actually the legendary worm that the legendary head. Now all the fights will be similar, and the point of this fight is to try and get him to into a corner. You can't really do much. He actually goes into the corner by himself, but once he does, you can seriously burn him down really fast. And I would recommend using now I would recommend using these fire elemental powders. These can actually be found at Fire Hot Rise. There's a small event that goes down, where is it? In this area, yeah, near this area right here, the Fuller Cistern. And once you complete the event, you'll actually be able to buy these powders for a nominal price of like 1.4 silver. So once you get these, you can just pop these out and Ember comes out. So it acts like a pet for you, and it does a little fair amount of damage. And any kind of damage is seriously helpful in any kind of fight, to be honest. It does have a cooldown of 30 minutes in total. I had it popped up for a while there, and it only lasts for like 6 minutes. So make sure that you make it count. Only put it down when the boss is going down or close to going down, and yeah, or it's going up somewhere close to the last head. So don't pop it up before that. Always pop it up when you're taking down the worm's head. So that's one. So guys, lastly, I wanted to share with you guys all the builds that are available that our server has made. Um, you can find this in tiny URL link that I'll be linking it in the description of my video. And there are a lot of different builds, like the Mesmer, for example. It has all 3 worm builds on it. So awesome job. Kudos to the guys on Blackgate. Seriously, they've been doing an awesome job on keeping track what they need and what actually they can do to perfect this. So it is a really hard fight at the moment. So definitely, you know, if you're an Ellie, use those conjure eyes bows, pop up those fire fields, you know, do as much damage as you can. Everything helps. Even as your ranger, you can always get your ranger's pet to have, you know, search and rescue, or you know, some kind of a spirit that actually grants power. There's so many different things that you can actually help your fellow mates to actually win over this fight. So definitely go have a look at all of these builds and use it on your character and try it out. So this is one of the strategies that I would recommend using. It's on Brazil's channel, and you can definitely go and check it out. Check out his video on it. Now I'm actually pretty obvious. I'm also in the video, and we actually do a fairly decent job at taking down two of the heads. And yeah, guys, learn from that video, and I wish you all the best, and hope you guys take down the worm as fast as you can on your server too. Good luck, and have an awesome day. Later.